Here we have a Chase Brothers upright piano from 1914. A very cool looking piano and also a very cool sounding piano with some interesting features. At least I think. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about pianos, but um, from what I'm led to believe, that as far as antique pianos go, this one is fairly special. At least I think it is. Start with the absolutely gorgeous woodwork on this. Um, that beautiful mahogany veneer, that hand carved front board, and these legs here, these columns, very very nicely done. You know, this is all hand carved by artisans, of course. Um, they just they just do not make them like this anymore. And all in all, it sounds pretty good as is. It could definitely use some restoration, and I'm actually looking at getting that done shortly. But very hard to play piano when holding a phone. Anyway, um, so that's the outside of the piano. Um, the original ivory key tops here. Those are not the original ebony key tops, though. Those have all been replaced with plastic at some point. Somebody has done some sort of restoration on this. They've stripped all the old varnish off of it, and when we look on the underside of the lid, we can see what the old finish looked like. It was probably just completely blackened on the outside of the piano at some point. Let's see if we can get a little more light on the subject. So, I just want to pause the camera and take the front board off here, and let's take a look at the action on this, which I think is pretty interesting. Okay, here is the inside of the piano, and it could use a little cleaning up. Overall, it's in quite good condition. The dampers are decent. The hammers are worn but not thrashed. Some of the back check felts there, or the leathers. I guess the felts look okay, but I guess those are the leathers that go in the... What is that material? Like a deer skin or something? I'm not sure. But this is what I think is cool. This is a Wessel nickel and gross action. And a lot of people are familiar with the modern Wessel nickel and gross as being the inventors of the composite material, carbon fiber epoxy actions and things of that nature. That company's really only existed since 2005. The original Wessel nickel and gross was, I think, in the late 1870s. Three action makers who worked for Steinway wanted to make some improvements to actions, and they weren't getting the freedom to do that at Steinway, so they formed their own company. I'm not sure necessarily what those improvements were. That'd be interesting. If anybody knows, please, in the comments below, let me know. But one of the things I love about this action is this feature down here, which is a lost motion compensator that works in combination with the soft pedal or the half blow pedal, or whatever you want to call it. And what it does is it raises up the weapons along with the hammers, so that when you engage the soft pedal and you play, you get this amazing light touch, and you don't have all this gap introduced, by slackening in the action. So you get these. I'm playing as soft as I can just to kind of That's unbelievably soft. You can still play it pretty loud. And that's still with the soft pedal on. You know, without the soft pedal, it's much louder. I love this piano. It's got a really amazing sustain, particularly in the top end. It's especially if you lift the dampers and let the whole harp resonate. Really quite an amazing instrument. Now, it does have some problems with the strings. These steel wrapped bass strings are really tubby sounding. That one actually, that E sounds okay. The D is really tubby. The D flats are really tubby. E sounds pretty nice. Let's just get into the coppers. It's much better. Now I'm sure the piano isn't picking this up, but even with these really dead bass strings, the bass of this piano just, it hits you in the chest. I mean, you can feel it when you're sitting in the playing position, that the whole thing just kind of, it's pretty impressive. I'm looking at getting this restored, which will probably include restringing that bass section, and I'm very excited to think of what this thing will sound like when it doesn't have some dead strings in it, because it's got a very large soundboard. It's a very tall piano. I think I measured the length of that low A string as it's like 51 or 52 inches or something, or no, maybe even longer than that, 54 inches or so. It was long. I can't remember. I have to go measure it again, but it was, you know, beyond the range of what you can get today pretty much from any manufacturer as far as length, unless you want to get like a $50,000 Bluthner or something like that. You might get this kind of length out of it. But anyway, so that's the Chase Brothers piano from 1915 with this Wessel nickel and gross action in here with its patent dates on it. And yeah, 1878, 1877, yeah, I believe the company was founded right around then, so they must have got those patents right before or at the beginning of their operation. And that is the lost motion compensation device right there. And you can see how it works. It's got a link that connects the rail that lifts the hammers forward to this, and it's adjustable, so it just brings up everything along with it. Very, very cool. And when it works properly, you just get this absolute feather touch, you know. Well, that's without it. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm playing it just the limit, and you know, this action needs regulation. It's got some worn parts, so some of the keys will respond way better than the others. Look how light you can play this D. So that's as quiet as you can play it on this piano, and this is this loud. What a range, huh?